when the storms begin to sit in, Deacon Flower, that's when all hope is lost.
Amen.
And that's when life becomes uncertain.
Yeah.
And that's why I said the uncertainty of life is not known to man.
Amen.
Because every day we wake up, we don't know what that day holds.
Amen.
That's why the Bible tells us take no thought for tomorrow.
Amen.
Because some of us just might not make it.
Amen.
But if we do make it, it's all about the grace of God. Am I right about it?
Yeah.
But here, over in chapter 4, that leads up to chapter 5, Paul laid out to us the demands of a prosperous church. He laid out the menu to the ministry. If you want to have a prosperous church, you got to meet the demands of God.
Amen.
And then when you go home today and read up on chapter 5, verses 1 through 10, go back to chapter 4 so you can understand what Paul was talking about in chapter 5. Paul was saying that he was talking about the ministry and the demands which comes with it. The deacon board got a ministry. And the deacon board got some demands that come with it. The deaconess board is a ministry. And it got some demands that comes with it. The choir is a ministry. And it also has some demands that comes with it. The usher board, the youth department, the men and women, they all make up the ministry in the house of God. Even the pastor, the pulpit, is a ministry that makes up the house of God. And all got some demands that comes with it. And Paul explained what the demands were from God. Not from man, because man would tear up a church and tear up the ministries within the house. But if they go by the demands that God laid out in chapter 4, Paul said you will have a prosperous church. Are you with me today? Also in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, Paul then spoke about the living martyrdom. And martyrdom don't mean just speaking of suffering, a death on its account. And not only that, but Paul said that martyrdom don't mean to cause, and especially to one's religion, faith. And that's why I said when I heard in Sunday school when somebody gave a testimony of what Paul went through. That's why I said if you've never been through anything, look at what Paul went through. Not before he became Paul, but after he became Paul. And when I look at the church, when I look at people when they come and give their life to Jesus, I don't look at what they used to do. I look at what they are after. They say that the Lord is my Savior. And that's what we have to look at to people. We look at the past instead of the present. Everybody in here got a past. why we have some ups, and that's why we have some downs.
Amen.
All because after we made Jesus our chosen one, I believe all hell began to break loose. And when all hell began to break loose in our life, it was all because we stood firm. Paul stood firm on his faith, on who God was. Paul stood firm that the Lord is who he said he is. And I stop by to tell you, once you stand firm on the word of God, all hell will break loose. But one thing about when all hell breaks loose, there is somebody you can go sit down and talk to about that situation. And when you talk to this person about the situation, this person is the same person who gave permission to the hell that came your way, is the same one that will still tell the hell to peace, be still. Are y'all with me today? Jesus is the only one that will say peace, be still. But don't thank God now. He won't try your faith every now and then. Because he tried Paul's faith for a while. And a lot of us complain about the hell we go through just for 5 minutes of the day. Am I right about it? But if you just concentrate on all the hell Paul went through, once he said, for God I live, and for God I will surely die. I don't believe we will have time to complain. And Paul said here, in chapter 4, Paul said, my conversion. The Lord said, I will show him how many times he must suffer for my name's sake. And the Lord not only would tell Paul that, the same God that told Paul is the same God that would tell us the same thing. You said that I am your Lord and Savior. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to show the world who you are. I'm going to try your faith and see who you are, who you say you are. And one thing about Paul, Paul didn't complain about his suffering. Paul didn't say, Lord, I'm done right now. But here, Paul's suffering began immediately. And not only did it begin immediately after the Lord said that I would show him how many times he must suffer. Not will suffer, but he must suffer for my name's sake. How many times has the Lord told you that you must suffer for his name's sake? And I found out the reason why a lot of people don't want to come to church. Because they don't want to give up that earthly world. They don't want to give up. Should I say they don't want to be convicted of the wrongdoing. They don't want to be put on the spot that God said if you want, you must. And if you must, you don't have no choice. Do I have a witness? And not only did Paul suffer, began immediately after God said he would show Paul. The Bible said Paul's suffering lasted 30 years. And I wonder how many of us today will go through 30 years, day after day, moment after moment, suffering for the sake of God. That's why I say a lot of us can't even stand 5 minutes of abuse. 5 minutes of talked about. 5 minutes of being being tossed from left to right without complaining. The Bible didn't say Paul didn't complain. It just said he suffered for 30 years. And that's a long time, church, to suffer for somebody you can't even see. Am I right about it? But the Bible also said that that's a lot of suffering for man to go through. I don't know about you, but when I read about the suffering that Paul went through and everything that was done to him, just because Paul said, I don't walk the way I used to walk. Just because Paul said, I don't go where I used to go. Just because Paul said, I don't hate nobody the way I used to hate nobody. I don't sit under the tree and take a little sip every now and then. Just because Paul said, I'm no longer that old person that I used to be. Paul said, this is Paul's testimony. Paul said that they plotted to kill me in Damascus. They drove me out of Antioch. They attempted to stone me in Iconium. They did stone me and left me for dead in Lystra. Paul said they beat me in Philippi with rocks, and then they put me in stocks. Paul then went on to say the Jews and the rabbi tried to mock me. I don't know about you today, church, but I see a man before us today had to endure much pain, had to cry sometimes, had to throw his hands up sometimes, and call on his best friend. I don't know about you, but when the world do you some harm, when the world talk about you, when the world scandalize your name, when the world call you everything except a child of God, you got to call on somebody that will listen to you. And I believe his best friend told him, Paul, I might not come at every beck and call, but Paul, if you just wait and hold on just a little while, I'll show up right on time. And I can see Paul saying these words. I've been shipwrecked. I've been bitten by a snake. I've been beaten time after time. But though you slay me, yet would I keep my hands in the master's hand. I don't know about you, but every now and then, you got to be like Paul. You got to keep your hands in the master's hand. And when you keep your hands in the master's hand, I believe everything will begin to move by the power of God. And not only that, I can feel Paul while he was in prison for the last time, all alone. He must have felt himself immortal until his work was done by the Lord. Every now and then, church, we got to hold up that old blood-stained banner. We got to hold it up until we die. Every now and then, you got to look back from when the Lord has brought you from and realize there was nobody but God that was on your side. And that's what Paul is telling us today. Paul said, even though life will throw you a curveball, even though you got some friends that would stab you in the back, Paul said, just hold on to God's unchanging hand. I don't know about you, but here today, Paul asked the question, what comes after life? What comes after death? And Paul said, in my suffering, I will rejoice in the Lord. Paul said, in my suffering, I will wait for my change to come. Paul said, in my suffering, I will be reminded that God said to be
Paul